Hello from Lüneburg and good morning. My name is Mathias Fuchs. I'm the director of the gamification at the University of Lüneburg, and I would like to say a few things today about gamification and about the learning game. So let's start with the question, what is gamification? Is gamification something like a promesse du bonheur, a promise of better times and of better things to come? Or is it drudgery? Is it a threat? Is it something that even might lead us towards what Escribano called luditatura, or the ludictatorship? I think in answering this question, it helps a lot if we go back into the history and look at the problem of whether gamification is a brand new phenomenon, and that is what many want to tell us, that gamification has been invented, and the term has been coined by Pelling in 2003, or that gamification is rather a very old phenomenon that many of the generations before us have worked on, have encountered, and have had their problems with. So let's have a look at the 18th century. Daniel Bernoulli, who was a mathematician and a theoretician and described many of the phenomena related to gamification and to games at that time, prominently said, "We are living in the century of play." He phrased it in 1751 with the sentence, "The century that we live in could be subsumed as the playing century." Or let's go one century further, let's go to the 19th century and see what Mark Twain invented in 1883. Mark Twain had a problem then. His daughter could not remember all of the dates of the coronations, of the birth dates of the kings and queens. And Mark Twain cleverly thought of, well, how could I teach to her all of these dates? And he came up with the idea of a learning game that he called the Memory Builder. Mark Twain devised a board game, and in this board game you could stick little pins into fields on a board and then come up with a date and with the name of the king or queen who was born there then or died then, or was at her incoronation. So turning this learning experience into a game that was fun for him and for his daughter, he noticed that his daughter learned much more quickly than she would do in school with conventional means of school books. And that is an excellent example of gamification in the 19th century, in 1883. But as I said earlier, also in the 18th century, musicians, composers like Mozart or Haydn thought that music could be turned into a game. They thought that lifestyle could be turned into a game. They thought even that religion could be turned into some playful practice that helps people to undertake this practice. And that is why we were talking about Spiele Saeculum, about the century of games and the century of play, already in the 18th century. And I think this idea comes up again and again and again. And today we are at a point where we could really, with new technological possibilities that they didn't have in the 18th century, look into what can games do for us and how can they help us to learn in a more playful way. Well, I want to stop at this point, and for those who want to read more or look into other aspects of gamification, just recommend a publication that we did. This publication is open access. You can download it for free. And if you want to, please follow the link on this video or send an email to me and I will send the PDF file to you. And have a great time at your event and your conference. Many greetings and best wishes from Germany. Matthias. Bye bye.